Hey everybody, Charlie902 here, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. As you can see here in the last episode, we ran into this lady known as the Pigs. She has some type of mental illness and is basically holding our own gun and brandishing it toward us. So we're going to see if we can talk ourselves out of this situation and get our gun back. We can't ask her if she's on drugs. We see police gear on her back. Are you on drugs?
Confiscated contraband. Restricted access. 2 kilos missing. Eyewitness report compromised.
Okay.
I don't think she's on drugs. Being off drugs might actually be the problem here.
Please lower the weapon.
Officer in need of assistance. Suspect at large. Get on the ground.
Her eyes dart between you and Kim.
Ma'am, please. We want to help you, but you need to lower that weapon.
Let's just talk, alright?
Disturbance reported. Authorized deadly force. Sector, take the shot. Big red key. Big red key.
Big red key? That's code for the battering ram. Cop talk. You know this.
Red check. 58 for hand-eye coordination. You're not the police. We are the police.
Back up. Back up. Back up. Status unconfirmed.
Lieutenant W. Freighter Harrier Dubois, 41st Precinct. This is my partner, Lieutenant Kitsuragi from the 57th.
No. I thought Mr. Moran. Gareth.
Aggravated assault. Man down.
Gareth.
Officers in pursuit.
There's a scenario unfolding in her head right now. It has nothing to do with what's happening here.
Gareth.
What's the situation, officer?
The lieutenant hesitates, addressing the woman.
Law enforcement compromised. Impersonating a police officer.
Red and blue lights illuminating the spit flying everywhere.
Does she not believe you two are actually police officers?
If we take out our badge, she's probably going to try to shoot us. But we do have our badge. But, Show her the badge.
License and registration. License and registration. Come in, dispatch. Sector. Azimuth.
She repeatedly bashes the megaphone against her head, then screams in the bloody mouthpiece. Jesus.
It's not a code, just disjointed words.
Let's deal with this later.
We can't leave. A delirious civilian is pointing a firearm at us. Your firearm. You need to solve this.
58%. Go.
She's frantic, confused, teetering under all that gear. There's an opening if you just move fast enough. If not, the lieutenant's got her in his sights.
We failed. Should we do it, guys? I mean, we were able to teleport. Man, what did we get? We rolled a 9. Gun, I'm coming. Go for it. 70% sure I'll leave it loaded. What happens if we go for it and fail? Do we lose the game? No gun is worth this risk. Slowly back away. Let's go for it.
Suicide by cop. Split second decision. Eat lead, scumbag.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
In your peripheral vision, the lieutenant releases the half-squeezed trigger.
God, I almost blew her head off.
She didn't have... wasn't loaded.
What is this? This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real. Police guns always have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
Grab the gun right now. This might be your only chance.
Pick it up.
No one ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
This limbed-and-headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is grinding to a halt. Tired of walking the desert, it doesn't want to feel or think anymore.
Oh, well. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
Yeah, we do.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
I'm very sorry this is how life turned out for you. Gently touch her shoulder.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't even know you're there.
What do you think is happening to her?
She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this.
Expecting the catatonic woman standing in the dark. Why was she like this in the first place?
Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8 and loneliness.
Neurodegenerative disease.
Could be. Her hands were trembling and she did seem uncoordinated. But what are we gonna do with her?
Should we just arrest her?
I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state and without a gun, she isn't really a threat to anyone.
Agreed.
We could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family.
Yeah, you're actually right. Titus sounds like man for the job on this one. As much as I hate
Then
the
we can
idea.
ask him once we get back to the whirling. But we have to hurry, because it's late and they might have already gone home. But I think we're done here for now. Let's head out. This is done.
Please, leave the radio on.
She mutters. It seems like a reflex, a half-remembered sentence.
Reflex to what? Being left alone.
Yes.
She stands motionless, just a heap of clothes and fleshes now. Maybe if you search her once more.
Why would I search her once more?
The woman stands slumped. She looks catatonic under her mountain of RCM paraphernalia. Is one of those things a police cap? There were narcotics in there too. You're thinking of taking them? Do.
Shake her shoulder.
The old woman doesn't react to your touch.
Take the police cap.
She doesn't even flinch as you reach out and disentangle the familiar-looking lieutenant's cap from her mountain of RCM paraphernalia.
Oh, is that yours?
I think so.
The lieutenant nods.
Or she can keep the narcotics. Leave her be. What did we get on our police cap? Where's it at? How am I not seeing it? There it is. Authority. What do we have on now? Reaction speed. Nah, let's look policey. Oh, that's horrible. Okay. Alright, let's run back. Tell Titus. And then we're going in that bunker. So I think Evart was setting us up to get murdered by this lady. That's why he waited so long. He wanted to dispose of us after he used us for his purposes. Could be looking too much into it, though. So we're just going to run back real quick, tell Titus about this lady, and I think that's it. I haven't figured out how to learn about the Pale. That's kind of one of the biggest things I'm still trying to figure out, but I don't have any leads on that, so we're probably just going to go into the caves and see what happens. We have 2 pieces of armor. We have knowledge of the weakness of the armor. We have a gun now, but I don't think we have any bullets for it. I don't know where we would get bullets for it. Titus here? Yeah, he's here.
The Copper-nado is back. What do you want?
Old catatonic lady in the old fish market on the other side of the bay. She needs help.
What's that, Copper? You want us to help little old ladies now?
Yeah, I thought you guys were acting as a police force.
You're local law enforcement, aren't you? Helping troubled civilians should fall under your jurisdiction.
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? Wait. It's the pigs, isn't it?
Yeah, her.
God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this. I think she got some family in Kurong or something. Bastards left her alone when she got sick. We've been getting complaints.
Hey, wasn't Everard's B team looking for her the other day? They said something about her, I don't know, finding something?
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. She have something of yours, Pig?
Yeah, I got it.
Whatever you do, do not admit to these punks you lost your gun. You will suffer if you do.
Nah, she didn't have anything in mind.
No? Well, whatever then, Copper.
Titus chugs his beer down and wipes his mouth.
No. They totally said what it was. What was it? Anyone remember?
He's still thinking it over in the corner.
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
Let me know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with?
What's her name?
Auntie LaPlante. We always called her. Something LaPlante.
Marianne, amigo.
He says, pouring himself another drink. Marianne LaPlante.
Be anything else you wanted to know?
Who was she?
Was? Like before. Just an old lady. Her kids moved away years ago. Never come to visit. Never took her calls. She gets out every now and then. She did right by lots of us when we were kids. Always was a little off, but still.
He swirls his beer.
Us kids? That must have been ages ago. She was better then. The children kept her together.
How'd she get like this?
Get wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, shit. I don't actually know. Anyone know why she started acting like a pig?
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig?
The tattooed man shouts. Someone who wanted to set the world right before it ends. Ever think of that? More like who wouldn't? Cool uniforms, fast machines, packing heat, sign me up. Law enforcement is a respectable occupation, sir. I can't but feel partially responsible for the unhealthy culture that poor woman latched onto. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
Whatever, Cole. Don't worry about it.
I just got an achievement that said literally the sorriest cop to ever exist. Where'd she get all her cop gear?
Dunno. She lives by the water. Shit washes up all the time on the beach.
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, people. It's not like we dump it at night. She bought it, collected it.
Thanks for helping out with this one, Titus.
No problem, old cop man. We take care of our mentally ill here in Martinez. Ain't that right, boys?
Yeah.
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
Yeah, you guys are exactly what you claim to hate. You guys are police, but you claim to hate me, a police. Alright, I'm gonna leave. Let's go to the cave. Maybe I don't need a room tonight. Just saw an autosave kick off. I think we'll do a manual save before we go into that cave. We'll get right up to it. Alright, let's run. Can we fast travel? Map. I thought there was something about fast travel, but I don't know how to do it if there is. Yep. Let's get out of here. Oh, what's this? There's something down there. The musty smell of a potato cellar in spring emanates from the air vent. Huh. Okay. Alright, time to run back over there. What do we think we are going to find? Well, the game gave me warnings that makes me think that this is probably it. It's probably the point of no return. It's probably the conclusion of whatever all of this is. Could be wrong. It could just be like a watershed moment, maybe a major turning point depending on what we decide to choose. Could be a shootout. Could be our death. Or it could be some type of conceptualization. Who knows? There's a lot of strange and metaphysical like occurrences happening. It's snowy here now. Oop, we ran past it. Where was the entrance? There was like a service entrance somewhere. I don't remember where it was. Oh, this is embarrassing. Was it like under here? Yeah, there it is. Do we need a flashlight under here? Yep. That answers that. Tools. Yeah, we're gonna... Flashlight. Gun. Flashlight.
Holding the gun feels natural and satisfying. It's like an extension of your arm, the polished wooden handle almost fusing into your palm.
I think my hand recognizes it.
It reminds you of the day you first held it, with fear and respect, hoping you don't have to use it in vain. The sun was out in Jamrock. It was so long ago. This is your gun. It's more of a symbol than anything else, because there is always a rational, sensible, reasonable solution to every situation. Sheathe it and know you have the moral high ground.
We're going to leave it out because it's been hinted that something bad is up here. Maybe if we have it in our hand, we'll be good. All right, so before we round this corner, we are going to quick save. All right, let's go. Something over here. What's this? Concrete pipe buried in sand and dust. Composure and shivers. That's pretty good. You know what? We're putting that on. Close. Yeah. Composure and shivers.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed.
Oh my goodness.
Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice.
Alright, so that looks like Ruby, the Instigator. This looks like some form of device that's causing us to be paralyzed.
It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
Says the shadowy figure by the machine.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
As she says the word officer, you feel a spike in the agony. It sounds like the entire radio frequency range is screaming directly into your neural pathways.
Do we cover our ears? Cover our ears.
No, buddy. That's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
Are you gonna kill me too?
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already. All things considered, I'm being pretty reasonable here. I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
Pale latitude.
The explosion of static you're hearing. It's the ULAN frequency, blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
I saw your equations. It's the ULAN frequency.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at. A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
Is that you? Did you do that?
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world.
Okay.
At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She likes telling you about the machine. Keep her talking. Look for an opportunity to break loose.
Is this it? Is this where we can learn about the Pale? What is the Pale anyway?
Pale? It's the end of the world.
It's the end of the world. How'd you get your hands on this thing?
I built it myself.
She nods towards her torture device.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Way beyond.
She studies her death ray and the law officials trapped in it. Have you experienced the compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
Will it stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not the cops, and of herself merely as prey.
Please, could you just turn it down so I can ask you something?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
Alright, I'm not gonna wait for that to go.
Dentist.
The lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing.
God damn it.
She regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
She steps reluctantly out of the shadows. The pain lessens.
She's carrying a 2-barrel front loader. Remain careful. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. There's only 3 meters between you and the machine. If you keep her distracted for long enough, Be careful when you make your move.
72.
That'll be it for questions. Bide your time.
72%. Did you shoot Lily?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
Claude was the first to share her suspicions.
Oh, I knew the kitten had claws, but not like this. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Titus told me it took some convincing.
Oh, fuck. Took some convincing my ass. Those guys liked me, I know it. This is what happens to people who people like.
A dour despair is creeping into her voice.
How the fuck do the rest of you get by?
Wait, wasn't it you who called me the human can opener? It's not personal. I opened them up. Do it by asking questions, and I have some for you. Honestly, I don't know how I do it. I just stumbled in here. Can you please explain this shit to me?
What shit? I told you I didn't do it. Sounds pretty simple to me.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Do you have an alibi for when Laylee was shot?
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon you.
There were 10 minutes they couldn't account for.
You mean the length of a toilet break? That wouldn't even have been enough time.
Our investigation, whence from the pain, has shown that 15 minutes was just enough time to commit the murder.
Wow. Now I'm curious. Please, explain.
Play pinball much?
No. Not since I was 14 and hanging out in the only diner in Dardenne. Haven't been into low-risk, no-reward games since moving to the city. Why?
There's some pretty mysterious pinball machines and some pretty mysterious rooms in the Whirling. Never mind the pinball then. There's a secret way from the Whirling bar to the roof.
Don't know it, but also...
She frowns, studying your face.
Evaluating your competence as a police officer.
The shot couldn't have come from the roof, or we would have all heard it downstairs.
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
The pain stops him from finishing the sentence.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
Did you say Lily was a likable person?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
Did you feel protective of the Union?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
Weird. Other questions?
I'm listening.
Well, you got a gun. You're running drugs for the Union. I've been through your lorry.
So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too. Never trust a musician.
No, you didn't. I found my own way in.
Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking?
You had a financial incentive to kill the merc.
No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style.
Wait, what? That's not what this says. It says, man, it's to get away from all that murderous stuff I left in Jamrock, my previous employer for the Union. Alright, Kim's not doing well.
She deliberately avoided naming the mob she worked for. You might be able to find this out later.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense against serious scum.
She turns the knob down just a millimeter.
There. It's going to be easier to reach the machine now.
But you're threatening us with it.
Based on what I've heard about you, you are serious scum.
Well, you have a gun.
And?
I see it's a front loader. Do you have another gun somewhere?
Sure don't.
The breech loader?
No.
This is such a wipeout.
Where'd you get it?
The gun store. Trigger Happy Jacks.
Really, Trigger?
What did you think? That I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier? Sorry, I'm not that kind of gal.
Other evidence?
Yeah, evidence.
Do you like to hang out on rooftops?
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna.
What's so great about her antenna?
It's very powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies. That's how I knew to be prepared for your arrival.
Is that the only reason you hung out on the roof?
The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. Along with Claudia.
Alright, we're going to question her further next episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, please consider a like, a comment, and or a subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.